Hey guys, welcome to Craft Tea. We have Kelly Burns today for you, and we talked about a lot of really cool things. We talked about some upcoming teaching that she'll be doing. We talked about TumblerCon, little Harry Potter, and just what it was like for her in 2023, where she came from, where she's at now. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this episode.
You can see we're still having tea.
Craft Tea! What episode is this?
45.
45! I don't usually keep count. That's not usually my job. That's Jason's job. We have Kelly here today.
Hi guys.
Actually, Kelly's been here for a half hour already.
I know.
All right. So, one, kudos on the headset. It's my favorite part of this day so far. We were having every guest
gaming. This is gaming headphones.
Every guest on Craft Tea, it's something in the beginning because everyone's got their own different setup at home, right? And you just never know how their setup's going to work with virtual recording too. Yep. So it's just, it's fun. But Kelly couldn't plug her headphones in because I don't even think mine has headphones. No phones have headphone jacks now.
I didn't even realize
at all.
That.
You don't realize it till you need it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then you're like, what? Where?
You gotta buy adapters.
Literally. And now I have to get adapters because we had that iPad for like a brief moment until someone stole it from my car. But whatever. I had to get an adapter for that and then an adapter for Android because they had two different stupid adapters. They're not stupid, but...
I think, it might be stupid. Well, now the iPhone has USB-C, so they'll be able to use the same adapters.
Right. That was forced on them, right?
Yes, by the European Union.
So they just, might as well do it all over.
Yeah, they said if they didn't, they would not be able to sell the iPhone in any of the EU.
Woo! Kelly, are you full Apple everything?
No. I just got a new phone. I got the Google Pixel 8, and I wanted to get an iPhone for like the camera and everything, but my service does not let me get iPhones. So I'd have to like totally change my phone service to get an iPhone.
Really?
Yeah. So I had to just upgrade with what I had, but it actually turns out okay. This camera is way
really
better
good things
than my last one, so.
I was just going to say it's specifically the camera in that phone and just a few, I don't know what other features, but I've just heard that one's just making a real big wave. And Ashley Lee, her husband, just got one too because we were just away with them last week. So she was telling me about hers and I heard the camera's amazing.
Yeah, I really like it. It took me a minute to figure out some settings because at first I'm like, this is exactly the same, but once I figured out some settings to change the quality, I was like, whoa, this is a big difference.
Nice. Is your husband a Google phone? What's he on?
He's the same thing. We're Android.
Yeah, the Google Pixel.
Yeah.
I'm always curious to see husband and wife. Are one Apple or one Android or one Pixel and one Apple? You know what I mean? See how it works out.
I don't know if he's ever even had an iPhone. I had one years ago, and I even used to have a MacBook years ago until I partied a little too hard in my 20s and spilt something on it once, and then I fried it.
And that's why they're water resistant now.
There you go.
Because we all have a phone that's like, well, I just went to go pee in the potty and now it's in the potty.
Yeah.
That happened to me yesterday with a pen. And I turned around, I looked at it, I'm like, and I just peed on it and everything. I had to go get gloves, and that's another story, I guess, for another day. But I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what? What? Really? I just heard it go plunk. And it's been so long, I don't keep anything in my back pocket because I was a girl in her 20s.
Mm-hmm. That's where we kept our phones, our back pockets.
Yep. It's still, but I have, it's engraved in my head now. Take it out of your back pocket and put it, sometimes, especially if I'm just, TMI, Craft Tea, whatever. If I'm just going to go pee, I don't even bring it with me because I'll just dump it in the toilet one of these days. I didn't notice that until actually earlier today I noticed it because I was like, I thought about the stupid pen as I'm leaving the bathroom and, I went in there and there's a pen on the counter and I'm like, Patty, I hate to ask you this. And I thought I left my damn pee pen there. And she's like, no, that's my pen. I lost it yesterday. I took it because we all the same. Like, I'm terrible. We're all using the damn blank stainless steel pens.
Oh, no.
Because everyone loses their pens. They're like, well, I know where a whole bunch are.
Oh, my God.
I've never heard of the P pen before.
Oh, that's because it only just happened yesterday afternoon. But that was if anyone wanted to know how my afternoon went yesterday, that was it.
See, I have to use glitter pens at work, and I didn't even make them. I bought them from other people because I don't like doing those. And I had to take those to work because otherwise my pens would get stolen all the time. But it's like, you can't steal my bright purple sparkly pen. Like, you're going to get caught. That's when you can't really be, like,
as soon as you said at work, I'm like, did someone force you to use glitter pens when you make tumblers? Like, did I miss this? What? I forgot.
Shocker.
Stupid real life work.
I have a real job outside of all this.
Oh, wait, we started this all wrong. Kelly, tell everyone who you are
this
and
is
where
what
you
happens,
came from.
This is what happens, though, when you put two ADHD crafters together. We just jump in
Right,
and start.
and there's no
like,
adult.
Oh, wait,
I mean, Chris is
formalities.
here.
Hi.
Just letting you flow.
Guys, this is Kelly, and she's going to introduce herself because we can't introduce her better.
Yes. Hi, guys.
The floor
I'm
is yours,
Kelly
my dear.
Burns. I'm owner of Burns Boutique. I've been making 3D tumblers for like 3.5 years, but I've been doing tumblers altogether for like about 5. But 3D is kind of my specialty. And yeah, I've been doing it for quite a while. Like, when I first started, it was when like there weren't a whole lot of people doing 3D. There weren't really any 3D groups or anything like that. So
Yeah, there were none.
there weren't. I looked. I went to YouTube. I'm like,
It was a
3D Tumblr tutorial.
Didn't
Nothing.
people hate them?
I don't even think
Not everyone,
they weren't
obviously,
even
but it
a
was like
thing.
taboo.
They weren't even a thing yet. They hate them now. Well, no.
Ooh,
I'd say like up until probably like the sleeves became more popular, I feel like, yeah, we'd get a lot of hate. Like, you'd post your cup in a Facebook group, and you'd have some people praise you, and then you'd have some that would go, how do you hold it? With your hands. You know,
Sometimes like
they'd be
this, sometimes like this,
that
sometimes
seems
like
so
this.
impractical. It's like, yeah, it's not something you take in your car. It's not something you take to the mall with you. Like, it's a statement piece. It's a luxury item, you know?
So are 3-inch eyelashes, and there are still girls everywhere getting them applied right this second. Like, it's about the look.
Right. Exactly. And it's like, it's an art piece. It's a sculpture. It's just, you can double it up and drink out of it. That's all.
I drink out of mine. I love that you're
too.
drinking out of that big book.
I love them. And like, I have like one for every holiday or every kind of season or something. Because I do keep, like this one I am keeping it. You know, I have some that I'll make and I'll keep them. But then I'm like a collector now at this point. Like, I'm always trying to buy them from other people. And
They'll add up quick. That's so why did you make other tumblers before 3 tumblers or just 3D, and why 3D?
I did do 2D tumblers, believe it or not. I did it for a little over a year.
Oh, 2D tumblers.
Yes, 2D tumblers is that's how we always refer to like your glitter cups, your vinyls, your hydro dips, alcohol ink cups, like we just call them 2D. So I did do 2D tumblers for a little over a year.
It's better than peasant cups.
No, I can't do the stuff you guys do. That's what's so funny. Is like my first like,
Oh,
year.
you're so sweet.
No. Wait. So when I first made tumblers, it was really just like local friends, family, that kind of thing. I like barely actually had like out of state sales kind of thing. My basic glitter Aubrey was literally a fine glitter and a chunky, because I could fade a chunky, but I couldn't do I still can't do an ombre. I can't ombre glitter. I can't hydro dip. I can't line up vinyl straight to save my life. Like,
Ah.
but I can make these
But
kind
man,
of
the things you could do with
masterpieces.
clay. Right.
I don't know.
Man.
I don't know.
Because I can't do anything like that. Not even with a sleeve.
But that's what's so funny though, is like I'll have these 2D makers that are like, I could never, this is so amazing, I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Like, I can't do what you do. I tried, but I can't.
Definitely, and I don't want to say it's less trial and less work, or what's the word I'm looking for? You know, when you do things a lot. Experience.
There you go.
Experience. I think maybe less experience is needed for 2D tumblers. So I can learn, I mean, me, Sarah, I could definitely master 6 types quicker than I can master 1 clay tumbler, I think. Maybe that's where my brain's like, I could learn 6 things instead of 1?
That's the ADHD right there.
Right. Meanwhile, Jason's over there just super sculpting. So you're not a big 2D tumbler maker. That's okay. You know, there's a world for...
Every once in a while, I spit one out, and everyone's like, oh, she does these?
You have your own group, too. People pay to see you. People...
Yes. Yep.
Tell me about it. What's good? When did you start that? Because I had already met you. It had already started.
Let's see. I started that October of 2022, so it's been a little over a year.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember your 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're bringing it up.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for anyone else maybe starting their own group, or what is something that maybe you've had to overcome that someone else might be able to learn from, or just something really cool? Tell us about it.
I mean, you know, I had the idea, like, I wanted to do a group for a really long time, but I didn't think I could do it, just because of time. Because I work full time, and that's one thing a lot of people don't know about me is I have a full-time job outside of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dental hygienist, so I work like an 8 to 5, 4 days a week. Like Tuesdays are my days off. And so I just didn't know how I could manage that, like if I could manage that. And really, I watched some other makers that have groups, and I was in their groups, and I just kind of like Jen's Crafted Gems and Myra, like I kind of watched how they ran things and really kind of looked up to them, and just saw they had like a set schedule of what days a week they did things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe I could manage this. Like, maybe I could. And, you know, I hit a point last year when I first started the group where it was just that the economy, we all know, sucks. And it hit my family. Like, it hit my family where I was like, this is not paying bills. Like, just making and selling a 3D tumbler. Because, yes, I can make a 3D tumbler and turn around and sell it for $300 or more. But if it takes me 3 months to make that, that's not a business,
right.
You know? So I had to figure out how to actually make this a business. And that's what kind of led into that. Was that I almost had to, in a way. Like, I financially had to start a group. But it is now it's something I just absolutely love it. It's not just a group anymore. Like, it's become like a community, you know? We have our own little, like, community group chat, and, like, people have made friendships with each other, and, like, we keep track of people's birthdays to wish everyone happy birthdays when they come up, and, you know, like, yeah, all these friendships have formed, and it's really cool to see. It's cool to watch, you know, all these people interact and talk about their art with each other, and to just know that, like, you helped bring those people together. It's really awesome.
Right. That is such a good feeling. And I love the way you said that you had to, because, I mean, technically you just had to generate more income. You could have done DoorDash. You could have done a million other things that are not coming to my brain, but you did something that you already wanted to do. You had an issue that arose, and you're like, how am I going to solve this issue? All right, well, here's the list of things that I really want to do, and there's one that could possibly make some money. Why don't we give it a try? I love that you did that, because I feel like not a lot of people would be afraid to do that, because it's not a sure thing. I'm sure that before you started, you had no idea who was going to sign up.
Yep.
And I mean, you're fucking doing it, girl.
Yeah. I mean, my goal when I started it was like, if I can just get, I think my goal was like 50. I'm like, if I can get 50 people to sign up for this, I can pay my bills. So I was like, that's all I need. I was like, I just need 50 signups, and I think, you know, that'll help, and that'll help my family, and we'll be good. And then I ended up with like 100. I was like, holy crap. Like,
you make amazing cups.
Thank you.
And you're easy to talk to.
Thank you.
So I think it's a perfect mixture, and I hope that you keep growing in every single way that you want.
Yeah,
I just think that's really cool that's the way that you decided to go, and I hope that more people, whether or not they listen to this and do it afterwards, or they just do it on their own, just explore that. So what? Try it for a month. What if it doesn't work? Then do something else.
Then it doesn't work. Yeah. It's like, what do you have?
At least
to
you
lose
tried.
To try. Yeah, exactly. And that was kind of my thought going into it. It was like, let's just see. Let's just see how this goes. Let's see how this plays out. Like, I didn't know, because I also had concerns about, like, retention. Like, okay, I can get all these people to sign up, but am I going to be a good enough teacher to keep them? Am I going to be enough to make them want to stay? And yeah, I have people who've been here the whole time. I've had some that have, needed to leave for a little bit, and then I've had someone leave and come back like 3 or 4 times, So I'm like, the fact people come back, I'm like, okay, like I'm doing something right,
Right. And they know, it's like, all right, I know that I'm not going to be able to craft for the next 6 weeks or whatever it may be. People know those things ahead of time. And they're like, I mean, it sucks, but like you said, the economy, and a lot of people will have to turn off that $15, that $25. It's just save it for the next month. That's just the stupid world we live in right now.
Yeah.
But
and I'm seeing a lot of that too. I am seeing that.
They're remembering you.
Yeah. But when they can work things out, they sometimes come back and, but.
I feel like Patreon groups, less now, more so in the beginning, but I guess it's still around. It got a bad rap for a while. A lot of people were like, why would I pay to go see some girl? But you're not paying. Everyone's looking at it the wrong way. I feel like more so like they're giving people one-on-one classes almost, basically. Like, yeah, you're doing it in a live group, but those live groups aren't that big. Even the biggest ones I've seen aren't that big if you're comparing it to like YouTube when you're just watching a video. So now this person that's taking time out of their day to teach you how to do cups live, to come up with projects for you, like they have to get paid too. Like you need to supplement, that person needs to supplement the income that they generated from let's say making all the cups. Because a lot of people went from making a lot of cups to just doing Patreon stuff. They got to supplement that income somewhere. You want me to sit here and teach you all day and give you all the tips? You want me to trial and error it? You want me to come up with the supply list? And I want to do that for you. But I also want to eat. So I just think people kind of look at it the wrong way. And I told a few people how I look at Patreon groups that way. And I'm just like, we're supplementing their incomes together so that they could stay there and think about what it is they want to teach me. And I seen the look in their face. They're like, yeah, I get it now. So hopefully, all the people that were against it in the beginning are starting to come over too. So that might be a whole nother new slew of people for everyone.
Okay.
Long story short.
One thing I think to look at too is, like my group is currently, because the price does go up next month, but it's currently $17 a month. So it's like for $17, you get to learn how to make a whole full-size 3D tumbler that you can turn around and sell for $200. I had a girl post about that in the very beginning. It was our very, very first tutorial. It was the 3 stacked pumpkins, and she just, when she listed it, she just went for it. She's like, $250. And she came back to the group so excited because she sold it. She's like, I just paid like $15 to make $250. It's like, exactly. Like,
right.
You get your money back with what you learn and what you get to, potentially make and sell and, all
right.
that.
And they're paying for a smaller group too. Like you can afford to handle a group of, let's say 100 people because that's your focus right now. My focus right now is 65,000 in the glitter. Like, not realistically but it definitely helps better with those personable relationships, like you were saying in the beginning. I mean, you keep track of people's birthdays. Like people like that stuff. I like that stuff.
Yeah, and we've all just formed relationships with each other. That's why it's like it's not. I'm starting to change my language of like it's not a group, it's a community. Because
it is.
I formed relationships with a lot of these people. I see them, doing it with each other, and there's some times where it's like they're what keeps me going. And it's part of it's because I have to, obviously. Like I'm committed to them. I have to, but we all go through those funks and those moments where we're like, I don't want to work today. I don't want to do anything. And like, you don't want to do anything. Right. And I have those a lot on my live days. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to go live. I'm tired, or, I'm in a funk or something, but I have to, cause it's a commitment. And I go and I do it. And the second it's over, I'm like I'm back to me. Like they snap me out of those funks. Like they put pep back in my step. Like because we just have so much fun. We have so much fun.
And you're
there.
doing that for them too. You don't hear the stories every time, but I know it. And I know you've definitely had to have heard some of the stories, but it's so cool that you don't even realize like you're just going live and you could be literally having the worst day ever. And I've had worst days ever. And I go live and I'm like, hey guys, like today is the day to be happy. And you don't know, like some of the other sides, like also having a shitty day.
Yeah.
And you just made it a little bit better. It's something that took me a long time to really come to like realization with, that it's possible that me just going live might make someone else's day better, because that still doesn't click in my head. But sometimes I'm fine.
And I have gotten those stories. Like I've had at least a couple of people say that, you know, they either hit like a really hard time or, you know, like one girl like lost her brother. Like there's lots of stories like that where somehow I pulled them out of it, you know. Like one of them, she shared the story with me, like she lost her brother. She kind of went through, you know, a crafting funk and wasn't, like she was in my group, but not making anything, not really sculpting, not really crafting. And it was actually a live I did in the Misfits group, where I did like this starfish tutorial. And that had actually a significant meaning with like her and her brother. And
Aww.
that made her go, I'm doing this. And that's like pulled her out of it. And so it's like, those are the moments too, where it's like, I try to remember those stories and keep those in my head, because, you know, every once in a while there's a time where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Or like you hit those moments where it's like you either just feel defeated or, you know, you're just not in a good place mentally, or, you know, maybe you're just dealing with some nonsense behind the scenes or something where you're just like, why am I doing this? Do I really want to keep doing this? And those are the stories I remember. I'm like, that's why I do this. Like, you know, it's like, I love it. I love teaching. I love creating. I love all that. But I also like try to remember, like, I'm helping other people like in deeper ways. And that's wild to think about. But, you know, I've also had other crafters kind of do that for same kind of thing for me. So it's like, I also get that too.
I love that. And I share the same stories. I've had a lot of people, especially recently, because I stopped crafting for so long. And now it's like, I go in the craft room all the time. And I'm like, why couldn't I do this before? I'm like, oh, because none of my stuff was set up. It was over there. Someone was over there. I need to go mix glitter. I'm just frumpy. I don't want to deal with people's complaints. And now it's like, I couldn't even tell you who it was that would get me back into it. I think just everyone just getting back into it, talking, the community area. So what topic do I want to go to next? Because I got them in my head. Let's see. Should we?
What's she working on?
Yeah. So you know what? What are you working on next? What's? Oh, I know what you're working on next. You're teaching.
I was like, you know.
You're teaching. So this will be the first in person, technically,
Yes.
like coming up.
Yes, I have.
Are you nervous? Are you
Yes.
excited? What's going on?
Girl. I'm all sorts of nervous. But I'm super excited too. I am glad that it's like, I'm not starting off with like something huge. Like, it's that like some big, like crazy 100-person convention, whatever. Like, oh God. I think I'd be like a little too panic. But
No,
you know,
JP's is going to be perfect.
Yes, I'm excited. So yes, I'll be at JPJ in February for a couple of classes. It's on February 17th, and I do think there's still some tickets available.
We'll link them for you guys below.
I know, I'm excited. And then the night before, we're doing a meet and greet event at the Dimensional Drinks Warehouse.
Right, because they're so close.
Yeah, so we're going to have that on Friday, my class on Saturday, and then Sunday we're all going to Universal. And we're just gonna go to Hogwarts and have some fun. I'm so excited.
Magical?
Are we doing it? Okay.
Magical. I wasn't going to, but now that you said Hogwarts.
Okay. This is gonna get hot really quick, you know.
Oh, we're in separate class? We're in separate Johns, huh?
We are. I was in denial for a long time. I'm not gonna lie.
So actually, so was I, and I was like, you know, I thought I was a Hufflepuff for a long time, but blue's not. It's gonna wash me out. I can't with the hair, so I knew that wasn't my thing.
No,
and like, gold or yellow's never been my color.
I don't like yellow's my least favorite color too, so I was at least relieved for that. But I remember I tested, I think like in high school. I want to say. And I came up, no, it was college. And yeah, I got like Hufflepuff. I think it was Hufflepuff. And I was like only kind of into Harry Potter then. Like, I feel like my Harry Potter obsession has really like significantly grown over the last few years. Maybe it's a pandemic thing, like some kind of weird coping mechanism, but like it has significantly grown.
It's exciting.
Yeah, but like I retested a few years ago and got Gryffindor. I'm like, the hell? Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I did not believe it. I was in denial. And
Excuse me, Sorting Hat. Are you sure?
like, are we sure about this? And then I think it was just like, oh, I remember now. There was one night, because we had like a Ring doorbell thing. It's like 11:30 at night. Some kid shows up on our door, like some dude in his 20s, like banging on the door or something. I was like, what the hell? My husband was pissed at me. I just ran downstairs. I opened up the blinds and I just start like shouting at the dude through the door. He's like, Kelly, what if he had a gun? What if he had like, what? Like, you're nuts. Because it was almost midnight and I'm just like confronting a stranger at our door. I'm like,
It could be the Kansas City Mafia, and here's Kelly.
what? I was like,
To be
yeah,
specific.
that was a little brave of me. Maybe I am a Gryffindor.
I like that you just jumped into action, though.
I know, but I'm like, oh, maybe I am. And then there's been like other things since. I'm like, okay, maybe I do see it.
So you guys will be in Universal on Sunday. Please,
Yes.
Kelly, tell me anything else that's going to make me have more FOMO about this weekend. Lay it on me. Go ahead.
Well, I'm taking my cup with me.
It's going
I'm
to be
gonna
so
take
much.
all
You
the
guys are going to have
pictures.
so much fun, man.
We're gonna have so much fun.
The whole
I-
weekend. The meet and greet's going
I
to be so
know.
oh,
So
man.
excited. And the meet and greet is just like a fun like craft hangout. Like, it's not a class, there's not a tutorial, but it's like, but I think it's from like 3 to 8. So it's like there's plenty of time. So it's like, if someone's like, hey, I really want to know how you did this design. Cool, let me show you. Like, so it's like you can get like kind of some like one-on-one time. Like there's one maker, Nick, who is coming, who like has gushed over my Pokeball tumbler. And so I told him, I'm like, if you want to sit down, like I'll sit down and show you how to do it and you can make your own. He's like, yeah.
I love that idea. That's such a good idea.
And
it's
a
like, what, is that
Friends
5
themed.
hours?
Yes, and it's a Friends themed event too. So we're gonna be like dressed
More
up.
themes. Great.
We're gonna be dressed up, and there's gonna be like a costume contest, and they get. I haven't said what they're gonna get. I just said win something, but you're gonna win my sofa, my orange couch, little tipsy tumbler.
I would dress up so cool. That should be my cup.
You should.
Man, I already got
ditch
tickets that weekend.
Just ditch Jason and come anyways.
Girl, I'm this close. I'm like this close. Oh boy. Man, that's gonna be this is I mean, I'm always jealous of every time with JPJs. It's obviously I have other things down there.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be so cool. Like just that I'm stuck on your meet and greet now. That's a really good idea. I think one, I'm definitely gonna talk about it more when I'm live too, because you got what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Don't say 17 days to me. Don't
I
say
think it's
18
like
days or
2.5,
whatever.
something like that. Like it'll be like God, is it 2 weeks?
It's
from
18.
This weekend?
It's 18 days.
Oh,
If it's
sorry,
on the
panic.
17th.
The panic is setting in.
And then you get so you'll do the regular day at Jen's too, right? The morning, afternoon, and the later afternoon class.
It's 2, so there's one at 9 and
Okay.
one at 2 o'clock. Yeah.
That just works so mumuch better because you get to be more rested for each class. Not more rested, but less than 3. It's because it's it is still a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I love being there at Jen's. Like just the atmosphere, you feel good, and then Jen, of course, caters to everything you want: drinks, food, X-Acto knives, tape, whatever you need.
Yeah.
So I think everyone's
I'm
gonna have a good time. I can't wait to see all the pictures. And you're making. Oh yeah, everyone knows what you're making, right?
I've shared it a little bit. So yeah, we're doing a little. So this is a new sleeve that's coming out from Dimensional Drinks, little cowboy hat. So a little bit of epoxy sculpt and polymer clay on there. So we'll get to do sculpting with a couple different materials. And hopefully I can line up my vinyl straight that time.
Call me if you need some tips. I don't be doing a lot of things good, but vinyls, I got back with actually, vinyl wasn't out when I stopped making cups. Fabric was what you did when I stopped making cups.
Yes, I know. They did not have printed vinyl when I was doing 2D. That was another thing.
It was like they had it. You paid like $8 a sheet from some super weird, like 2 companies that's ever had it, and they're like just very small patterns, not nothing like we have now.
I remember it being like people printed their own. Like that was like when everyone was doing printable vinyl because this didn't exist.
Yes. That's right.
Man, we've all come a long way, haven't we?
Oh my God, I was gonna say, was it you that I was talking to? And it was when Jason tried to play me with the damn cup cradle. I gave you the abridged version, I think.
Your little makeshift.
So it's over the weekend, right? And this was, I think, Friday night, and I decided I was going to make some cups, and I called Nicole. Sometimes on the weekends I like to call someone, keep them it's like watching TV, but they could talk back to you. So I called Nicole and we called Deanna, and we're sitting there in the group chat, and I was like, I went in the back room with Jason, and I'm like, I left, because remember we did the Wednesday craft, and we did the craft off.
Yes.
So I brought all my cup wrapping stuff here. And then I was like, it's 9 o'clock. Do I want to drive to the warehouse and get it? Because I can. It's Friday. It's whatever. And he's like, for what? And I'm like, I left all my cup wrapping stuff there. And the girls are on the phone chat and everything. I swear to God, this man did not miss a beat. He turned around. He goes, you left your hands at the warehouse? I was like, I left my cup cradle at the warehouse, Jason. I am so spoiled now. Literally, when we started making cups, and me and Nicole and Deanna were talking about this, when we made cups, like we would literally have to glue 2 popsicle sticks together with a razor and some electrical tape to cut these cups. And here I am crying about my cup cradle because my cup might roll a little bit. Put that thing right in your lap and line it up.
That's so funny. I know, we've gotten spoiled with all the fancy gadgets and tools.
He said, you left your hands at the warehouse?
So did you go back to get it?
I went into that warehouse. I went into that craft room. I took 2 plumps out of my box and I taped them together and I put my cup in the middle.
Okay.
TumblerCon. You're not doing the virtual, are you?
Are
you doing the virtual?
We're not.
It's all right. It's fine. And it's definitely divided with what people... One, that must have sucked to have to make a decision on the spot too. Like no one saw that coming. But I know, how does that make you feel? That's not how I wanted to deliver that, but I didn't want to keep talking. Tell us about that.
I mean, that sucked. It sucked because, that was like a huge goal, right? Like that was like one of those things where it's like, okay, I'd love to teach at some in-person events. This is like the in-person event. This is like the gold star bit. This is the Super Bowl of craft conventions kind of thing. So it was like, I never thought I would get there, but that was like a goal. And so to like when I got that email that they wanted me to do it, like I saw stars, I got a little lightheaded. I had to lean against a wall for a little bit. Like I was actually at work. One of the assistants who was nearby, like she kind of follows along with some of my stuff, and she sees me. She's like, "What's going on?" And I started to cry, and I told her. She's like, "Oh my God!" So there was like this big, happy, joyous freak out. Like it was super, super exciting. So yeah, it was kind of disappointing when it's like, "Oh, this isn't happening now." Like that sucked. But at the same time, like I've been trying to remind myself, Kelly, they picked you. Like they picked you. They could have picked anybody, and you were one of the people they chose for the first sculpting class. Like, so that's still a huge honor,
Forever. And no one can ever take that from you.
Yeah. So, but, Jem and I talked about it a lot, and, like the people that had already signed up were like already in our groups. So it's like they're already doing virtual with us in a way. So,
they wanted to hang out in person.
Right. Like that was kind of what they were wanting. Like that's what they were paying for, was to like actually meet us, and like with clay and sculpting, like when we say hands-on experience, it's like that's a hands-on experience, like it's you know, because there's times I'd love to just like reach through the screen and be like, okay, curve it this way, or, you know, that kind of thing. And I can't.
Yes.
And so I was excited for that. And they all were too. And so, you know, mostly we didn't want anyone that already bought a ticket to like be forced into doing virtual if that's not what they wanted to do. So we're like, you know what, let's just not do it. They, you know, most of them are already in our group, so they're already doing virtual with us in other ways. And, you know, I guess it was a hard decision, but, you know, we had to do what we thought was best for, you know, the people that bought tickets and us too. And, you know, we told Nikki, we're like, hey, next year, keep us in mind. Like, you know, we'd still love to do it. Like, we'd still love to do it. Absolutely. You know, so it's like, yeah, if it gets back to normal TumblerCon, like, I'm down. Call me. Like,
and I know people are very torn on this, and I've talked to all kinds of people, obviously, teachers, attendees, and definitely people are upset, and it sucks because, like, but on one hand, obviously, I have a way different opinion on everything because I'm best friends with Nick. I hear all the things, both, you know what I mean? I talk to Nikki, so I hear the emotional side of it. I've heard all the emotions through all the decisions, the ups, the downs, the what if I did this? Well, what if we did that? And I just have to, huge respect for her making that call now. Making that call that, you know, she sees the trend, she you know, can, and after a few years, you know, that, and it's not the stress that she wanted to put on herself, it would be the stress that she would have put on you guys. Because ultimately, yeah, Nikki takes the whole financial risk. If tickets don't sell, Nikki's screwed. So who's she gonna, you know, push after you guys? It just sucks for everyone. But we're gonna make the best of it.
Yep.
Between her and Crystal, they talk to every single person on the telephone about TumblerCon. If you were an attendee that already had a ticket, if you were a vendor that was already signed up, or if you were a teacher, you got a voice phone call from one of them. And I looked at Patty and I was like, would you help me call all those people? And she was like, what, me? I'm like, you're my Crystal. You wouldn't call those people with me? You'd leave me to call them by myself? Like, and Pat, I don't know. I don't know what I could get her to do. We're just nervous Nancy's over here. It's so much respect for them.
Yeah.
I was like, you're going to do what?
I mean, it was actually like, it was my day off, but we were outside playing in the snow because we've had like horrible weather out here for this winter. And we were playing in the snow and I missed her video chat because she did try to call me. And I'm just, you know, I see a missed call and I'm like, maybe that was a butt dial. Like, I thought it was strange. And then I see Gemma messaging me. She's like, Kelly, I know you're off today. Answer me. I was like, oh, damn. Okay, hold on. I got to see what's going on. I got to go in my garage and call her and be like, what's going on? And so she's the one that filled me in on everything. But she did. Like, she took the time to call each person. So
I thought that was I couldn't. I would have had to, I don't know, take a loan. I'll take a loss on this one because your girl's not going to call. I mean, but it would take me too long. Yeah. I would literally, TumblerCon would have came and gone by the time I got off the phone with everyone. I'm a talker.
I would have been like the whole like, okay, email to everybody, send.
Right. There's some people that I wouldn't know how to get off the phone with it. And some of them I wouldn't want to. Even now it's bad. People call me for one thing and I'm like, I think it was yesterday I was on the phone with someone and I was like, if you have to go, hang up on me. I will literally talk to you until Jason gets home. So like, oh boy.
Your voice memos are the best though.
My voice memos are chaotic.
You're the best.
So guys,
crack me up.
The robes, right? The robes were a surprise for Jason, and he's stuck on the assembly line. I didn't see that coming, but I'm like trying to send Kelly an audio this morning, whispering because I just can't stop for 10 seconds and type this out. I have to let the dog out and look for that thing. So now I'm trying to send her an audio. Jason's in the bathroom on the other side, so I'm like whispering, and then in comes Jason, and hi, baby.
Yeah, it was the weirdest ending. I'm like, did she mean to end that? Like,
did she call me baby? Is baby just walk in the room?
Oh my gosh. Have you even seen my TikTok from yesterday?
No. I can't wait. If that's the reaction, I can't wait.
Please don't fire me. Please don't fire me.
Ooh, should I watch it now?
Yes.
Oh my God, is it one of my audios?
No.
Ooh, that's loud.
It's the one I posted yesterday.
Kelly Burns.
That's the most recent one. It's not pinned.
Oh, I'm not on mine, am I? Why do you keep wanting to play stuff? I wanted to turn down my ringer. Oh, Burns Boutique. I literally typed in Kelly Burns. There you are. You have a book on your lap?
Yeah. Oh, your name's in it, honey. You're gonna know.
Oh, there it is.
Do you ever ADHD so hard that you start like, hello? Do you ever ADHD?
Tell me I'm wrong.
Literally, I'll be sending an audio and I'll just be like, oh, look at that bird up there. You know, one time I learned that the toucan's beak, and then now we're talking about like doves in the state of Florida or something weird. And it's like,
Oh, it's the best.
oh, I gotta go. I have to go back to work. It's been an hour.
Like, if I could just get a daily squirrely voice memo from you, I think my life would be complete.
I'm so dead.
It's the best.
And like,
seriously.
some of them I'm like, I need to re-listen to that. Did I really say all those things? And then it's like, it's like your brain talks out loud. It's so funny. I've been so addicted to these audios now. I went from hiding them like, oh, I'll listen to this later when Jason's not in the room, to like, click, everyone's in the room. It doesn't matter. Chris, Patty, Jason, Sandy, baby, whatever. You're all hearing it.
Same. I used to never even send them. I would just take all the time to type everything. And I think one time I just had to tell something to Christina, but it was like super long. And I'm like, let me just try this. And I just hit it and went. I'm like, this is amazing.
Right. Ashley Mears was doing it to me. And I'm like, oh, I really want to be your friend, but why are you sending me audios? This is weird. Should I send them back? So I kept texting her back. And then I'm like, maybe I'll just like hit the button and record it. And now I can't stop.
I know.
I find myself not even pausing it when I need to. Like I'm going through the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Kelly got to hear my whole lunch the whole way through, because I was like, I could do this real quick in between, right?
Real quick, yeah.
The faster you send them, the faster you get them back.
Oh,
and I didn't do it fast enough, and there's the window, and he's like, for Sarah? Yeah, that's my limonada.
That's Chick-fil-A, right?
It was Chick-fil-A. Good times. You know, at least people get a real understanding for how I am, because I am flaky. I do notice. This is not lost on me, but it's definitely not flaky because I don't care. I'm flaky because I care too much. And I just want to do everything. I want to hang out with everyone. I want to talk to everyone. I want to do everything with everyone, for everyone, all of it. Do it all. Let's put it on the list. And also all the other things on my list. But I think, you know, I definitely have a knack for finding like-minded people. And audios with you are equally as fun. It's just like, I have fun sending audios to you. It's just a vibe. It's definitely a vibe when I don't even known you that long. I just feel like I've known you for a really long time.
I think
Sometimes I have to
there's
remind
certain
myself.
aspects that we're very similar on, and so I think we just get each other.
Right. Oh boy, what time is it? Oh, we still got a little time. What's the counter at?
I say we spent like 30 minutes just trying to get my
45, right up there.
So.
You'll see it. You see this right here, Sarah?
Oh, I've seen that box this whole time. I know that it says recording because it's got a picture of a recording sign next to it, but other than that, I wouldn't know that.
Well, I can't see anything, so...
I keep forgetting that too.
I just want to say Kelly's doing an amazing job, because she's like looking into the camera
Right.
like she's looking at you, even though I know
the fact
she
I know
can't
where I'm
see
supposed
anything.
to be lurking. Every once in a while, I
Exactly.
look at my pop socket instead. I'm like, that's probably not right.
Well, you've been on par so far. Oh, did that rhyme?
On par so far. Yeah.
All right, back to it. So, Kelly, what would you say out of all my 20 questions? Where are we going to go with this? I guess, you know, I really like knowing rough things that you've overcome, of course. And it doesn't have to be a rough thing in like any, it could be like a rough, I can't get this nub right on the clay, you know what I mean? And I'm frustrated, I kick my desk over. What's one thing that that's gotten you chaotic in the past, however long you want to go back? That's the best way. I could literally never ask a question again.
What? Like, what?
Say something, Kelly.
Make the words make sense.
Well, I was saying like, a hardship that you overcame. And then I realized that I'd already technically asked that question. And I didn't want to keep saying that, let's harp on the negativity. Kelly, how did you overcome it all? But tell us a story you want to tell us.
You could ask after, because it is still January. You could ask what was the highlight of 2023.
That's what I'm going to ask. What was Kelly, what was your highlight of 2023?
Oh my goodness. This is a weird one because it's not happening, but getting picked for TumblerCon.
You still got picked.
Because I still got picked. Like, that was still a big goal and a big dream, and that was just still, like, a big honor to be chosen. So it's, like, even though it's not happening and, like, that sucks and stuff, that still was, like, a really big highlight for me, honestly.
You were up there.
Yeah, like, it's an honor just to be nominated, Like, it's that kind of thing. Like, just the fact I was chosen, like, that says a lot, So...
Right. And people, you see the TumblerCon teachers, they teach all over after that. The ones that want to, it's definitely, I don't want to say like it's the only way to get recognized is but it is. It's definitely a status, and it's really cool, and it's definitely an honor. And I do think that other teacher companies, schools, classes, people that have classes will look at you differently as a teacher. You know what I mean? And I say that in the nicest way possible because I did host conventions. Yeah. And when you sit down to make that list of teachers, you're just like, well, I thought that I had this all nailed down, but now I'm looking at this paper and I've got a list of 0 people. But before, when I had this idea, I felt like I'd have like 100. It'd be super hard to narrow it down. But then you're like, you have a list of names and you're like, yeah, but like, does she like to teach in person? Or one time I heard this girl say that other thing. I don't think that she likes to be in person. I don't think that girl can travel. And it's like, shit. Do I just go down the list and start asking and getting rejected? Or
honestly, can I answer for you? Can I tell you?
Please.
Yes. That is what you do. Because what I learned is that that's not what people do. Because
we're scared too.
Because I literally spent like most of like 2022, 2023 with like this dream and this goal of like teaching in person, and I was just doing my thing, waiting for it to happen. Like I was just waiting for someone to come to me, kind of thing. And yeah, I had like partway through last year, I'm like, if you're ever gonna make this happen for yourself, like you need to let people know you want to. And that's what got me JPJ. Actually, was like I went into this Tumblr convention group. I was like, you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot. Here we go. Hi, I'm Kelly. This is what I do. This is what I make. Like, I've run this group virtually. I'd like to teach in person. If you want me, call me. Like, kind of thing. I just, like, did a little post. And, like, within, like, an hour, Jen's in my inbox, like, hey! And, I'm also doing Cuppin' and Craftin', which is in Joplin in June. And that came from that post, but it definitely was like this thing. I had to kind of go, hey, Tumblr World, I'm interested in doing this, before I had anyone come to me with interest, So it's like, yeah, I think some of us there are some makers that are just kind of sitting back waiting, So, yeah, it is good to reach out because you might not know. Can that person Well, go ask them.
Right. And I'm glad that we brought this up.
Maybe they can travel. Maybe they do teach and you just don't know, or, that kind of thing. So
it's definitely fear of rejection. And I don't even know if people in my position really even think about it that way too, because there's so many other things to think about. And one of the other things was, not only do you have to be a teacher, you have to be a saleswoman. Listen to me. I had that ready to go. You have to be a salesperson. You need to sell yourself, literally. You have to sell your class to people. You have to convince them to spend all this money and travel and come see you. It's a lot. And it's not for everyone. And again, I say that in the kindest way. And I've talked to people about this. And I've worked with teachers. I'm not going to name them, but they come to me and they're like, I'm not comfortable doing that. I'm like, okay, wish I do that beforehand, but we can work with this. We can work, you know what I mean? Because it's fine. Sometimes you just don't know that until they're in that position, and we can work around that. But, now it's more work on the person throwing the event. So you definitely want someone that for a fact can sell tickets, that for a fact can host a class and keep everyone in and get their supplies. And I'm like, how do I... Definitely, ladies, and gentlemen, sorry, salesmen and women, if you guys are looking to teach, Kelly, that was great. In the Tumblr convention group, and anyone can join that group. I'm pretty sure it's still pretty solid. Just put it in a regular Tumblr group. Ask somebody. Ask someone that does an event or whatever. Because the worst thing that can happen is that they hopefully just say something like, next time. You know, they're not like, you suck. Can you go away? No one's going to say that. And if they do, email me and let me know who it was, because that's really shitty and I'm going to say something to them. Because it's like, no. But I think that's really cool that you did that. And I'm glad that you had immediate response to that, because it just goes to show, like, they are looking. They just don't know who to ask. And when they think they do know who to ask, we get real scared and we don't ask nobody, or people that are just TumblerCon teachers. Rant
that's
over.
The thing. I think a lot of times people are looking at who's already taught, because they know they'll do it, or they know it's like,
it's a sure bet.
People that are interested. Yeah. But it's like, you know, for people like myself who haven't done that yet but want to, you know, how are you to know, right?
Right, and you're a fresh face too, so people are going to want to come see you. I know when tickets were selling and I was talking to who's going to get what ticket to what class, a lot of people said that they wanted tickets to your class because it was the new one. They hadn't, you know, and these are like hardcore followers of the other teachers. And they're like, I love her. I'm in her Patreon. I will do anything for her. But I've seen her live a few times. I kind of want to see what Kelly and Gemma are going to do, you know? And the fresh face thing, I think, is definitely going to be a 2024 thing. I'm really excited to see, you know, I'm definitely sad about TumblerCon, but I'm excited to see what else pops up, because if anyone's having a convention, I hate that I can say next year for 2025. But if anyone's having a convention next year, they're thinking about that right now. They're thinking about that in 2 months. You know, they're gonna start planning it now.
Yeah.
So, fresh faces, get yourselves out there.
And that's just like
And
something
maybe,
in general I kind of like feel like is I need to just start putting myself out there more and just approaching people and be like, hey, you want to do this with me? Like, rather than just sitting back and like waiting, you know?
That's such a good one too.
Because I feel like I do that.
I was just saying that to
I've
someone
done
else.
that a lot. Is like I just kind of like just wait for things to happen, and I just make things, and you know, like it took me a long time even just to get the courage to go to a company and be like, hey, I'm having a giveaway in my group. Would you be interested in donating anything? Like, that took me forever to get the balls to do that kind of thing. Like, I'll go approach a stranger at my front door, you know, but I'm scared to ask companies for stuff.
Did I ask you weird if I could give you a gift card? Did I like send you a novel? I feel like I'm remembering myself sitting at the dining room table. Like, why did I just send that whole thing to her? I could have just gave her a gift card.
So.
I'm gonna have to scroll back down and see my weirdness. But I remember thinking, like, I don't know why I was so scared to ask you that. If I don't know, can I give you one?
Oh yeah, I think you were.
Can you give away this?
I think it stemmed off the whole, do you want to be a brand ambassador? And it was, you were like the same, like, hey, like, I kind of fear of rejection, but would you want to, like, you were the same. And I cracked up at that, I'm like,
glitter?
Why are you scared of me saying no?
Because you're cool. I don't know. I would be crushed forever. If someone like, I only ask people that I really like what they make and stuff. And I'm like, if they said no, like, I'd feel really silly.
Oh.
But then it's like, there's so many reasons to say no that I do understand too. Like, conflict of interest, contracts, whatever craziness that we have come up with in this community that had none of this 5 years ago. We've built all of this. Not me. I have no contracts, but but it's really cool to see how it's changed
so much. It has changed so much.
You couldn't even say glitter in Facebook groups. Right. Remember in the beginning, though, when it would be like, I want glitter. Where can I get it? Shut it down. No comments. Delete it. Ban. You can't say glitter in here. Don't name any companies. Don't tag anyone that's not on the vendor list.
Well, I remember when it was
every
more
group.
Like, you'd get that kind of thing, and it was always like 2 companies. Like, it was like always the same, like 2 companies or something would get listed, and now like you go ask a
which
question
2
like
would
that,
it be
it's like
in your
big list, and you know.
Which 2 was it in your memories? I want to see if they match up to mine.
Peachy Olive. Ooh, what was some other ones?
I'm thinking back too far. I'm thinking like only backfist and yayas.
Oh, yes. Yeah, backfist. That was probably the other big one, I want to say.
Because they were like the first.
The big ones, yeah. That and peach.
Nola's and backfist were the first two that I knew of after yayas, which I found out that...
I haven't heard of that.
Do you know who I'm talking? They were the only person that you could get glitter from that wasn't Michael's or that weird website that I still think is weird, bulkglitter.com, where I ordered that really plasticky glitter, but whatever. Yeah, if you wanted, like, literally, I remember looking for rose gold glitter, and she was the only one you could get it from, and I thought it was
I haven't even heard of that.
Weird grandmom company. I don't know, like some old lady maybe selling it from some weird storefront that she has. No, it's just a normal ass girl. Her name's Jessica, just like me and you. That she's literally just like me because she just started selling glitter ahead of everyone. And I have like all of her glitter. I think now she's called Sass and Crafts now.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of Sass and Crafts. Literally the actual first one. I would watch all of her videos, and I mean, some people don't want it blow up. I'd probably rather just be in my first warehouse just chilling, but I vivid memories of yayas. I'm sad that she changed it, but I get it. Sass and Crafts makes more sense.
I've never heard of that. I've never even heard that.
Oh man, Sass and Crafts, and then the Nolas and Backfist, and then Ashley Mears with BNB, and then everyone. There was like Peachy Olive was like quick with it, and everyone, and I'm like, that must be cool. That must be so much fun. And I'm like,
I
no,
think
it's
when
not.
I first started, I was like the Michael's glitter, like Michael's glitter brand, and then, you know, I started to see more people using like I started getting in the Facebook groups more, and you start seeing people. I'm like, oh, there's glitter companies. I didn't know that. And I remember though, like looking at like some of them, I'm like, I can't afford that, like, because I was just starting, you know.
And that much for one glitter.
So like my first glitter company that I used was Glitter Glams, because it was like still like the nice qualities, but it was like affordable, you know. So I still have a lot of that somewhere, I think.
Out of all the companies that I actually purchased from, and we're gonna have to look at the emails because I got to make sure. I'm pretty sure it was Glitter Glams. I'm pretty sure that was and I bought a lot from Yaya's, but after Glitter Glams came out, that was 100% of my stuff because her prices. I liked her prices. There it is. My last order was on 9/26/2018. I got High Flash Silver ×2, Dragon Scales, Jade, Dark Rose Gold, and Blueberries.
That's funny. I have blueberries.
Man, that was my, and
that's
you know,
some of my de-stash I need to do, because I still have, I think, quite a bit in some of those jars.
My babysitter's got to leave at 3:30, and I still got to make it home. I left the baby at home today. I think she's sick.
Aw.
I keep thinking you're looking at me, too.
I'm doing great, aren't I?
You are. Like, you're so interested in me. Guys, you have no idea. You probably have no idea unless we actually said it, or you might. I don't think we actually said it out loud, but Kelly has been looking at the back of her phone literally when she said that pop socket comment. Like, we had some camera problems, and she has to use her back-facing camera so she can't see herself or me. You're doing so good. But your husband's
it's hard
headset.
though not seeing you, but like, yeah, it's fine. But no, when we put the robes on, though, and you mentioned the different colors, I was like, oh yeah, she's Slytherin. I had to think about it for a second.
Oh, because you can't see me. Dude, you're doing so good though.
Yeah, she didn't miss a beat.
Would you know
Guys,
this is my
these
first
robes.
podcast?
These robes might come in handy later.
She
I don't
said
know.
it's her first podcast. She said, did you realize it's her first podcast?
No, wait, is this your first podcast? I would love to cast some spells on some cups.
When were we gonna do this?
I don't know, but if we're gonna, I was just fishing around because I forgot if Kelly had said we're allowed to pull cats out of bags, but Kelly definitely did do exactly what she said, and she approached me about doing a little wizard magic in the warehouse. So guys, you're gonna have to look out for that, because literally as soon as she said it, all I could picture is us doing magic all over this warehouse, and I'm so pumped for it. If there's anyone out there that does already love Harry Potter, I'm in.
Well, we were talking about like all my stuff coming up, and you were like, and I don't remember what it was, but you were like, you need
Probably
to,
my
like,
FOMO over all the theme stuff you're doing.
Yeah, but like I don't even think you knew about the Friends theme, and you're like, you need to like get like dressed up and like do something that's like Friends theme. I'm like, that's already happening.
Right. We were talking about dressing up. Remember I said you should put a cowgirl hat on and
we were just
dance
talking
on.
about dressing up, and yeah, you talked about the cowgirl thing. Something came up like about Harry Potter and robes, and yeah, that's when I was like, ooh, like we could do like a Harry Potter thing at the warehouse. You're like, yeah. And then after we hung up, I was like, the Wizarding Warehouse. And it just like clicked. I'm like, I gotta message her.
The Wizarding Warehouse. Yes. So we are looking up a date for this, you guys. It won't, everyone will have good amount of time to get tickets. We'll figure that out quickly. But I'm into this, obviously. I brought
my schedule and Christina's schedule. So
as soon as I saw that, guys, we are so on top of this. There's already a group chat. So as soon as I saw it, I had to throw my robe on. And I watched Jason look over into the kitchen. I'm like, does he see me with my robe on? Is he wondering what I'm doing in here? Just taking videos in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I can't wait. Oh, I almost broke my wand out. I had to get Jason's and put it back together with my magic. This has been a lot of fun. Kelly, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
If anyone does want to find you, your cups, or your Patreon, where can they find you?
So my TikTok and my Instagram are at Burns_boutique. And then my mentorship group you can sign up for on my website, which is burnsboutique.com.
Nice. And we'll link these down below for you guys. And if you're in the Daytona area in February or would like to find yourself in the Daytona area in February, go see JPJ's and learn a class from I quit. Go see Kelly at JPJ's. Words. What are words?
We don't know how to use those today.
I'll figure it out eventually. But thank you for hanging out with us today. And I guess I would say get back to work, but I'm going to go get my baby. Get back to work.
The kettle and never bring the kettle to the pot.
Now, pour the tea.